and welcome to another Paper Crafting Tuesday. So today I thought I would show you a different coloring technique. This is coloring with no lines with colored pencils, some Gamsol or odorless mineral spirit. And as an accent, I'm going to use those wonderful frames by Heidi Swapp. They are glittery frames. There's two different styles to choose from. And also this gorgeous Sweet Pea stamp. She is called Come Softly. Gorgeous, gorgeous image. So here's the stamp, and it comes unmounted. There's no foam, and because I feel lazy, here's another method. You can do it without having to put your stamps on easy mount. I just flip the stamp, and I use a removable adhesive. You can have it in the form of a tape. This is a dispenser. Any removable tape will work, and I just mount it on a block. To have that extra cushion, I have a piece of fun foam this way, and I'm going to use old paper, and this will give me a nice light outline of the stamp. Look how gorgeous she is. So I'm going to remove her from the fun foam. I need to be on a nice hard surface for this. And to color her in, I'm going to use Prismacolor pencils. You can use any brand of coloring pencils. And I'm also going to use Gamsol and paper stumps. Now my Gamsol I have put in this bottle, but when you buy it at the store, it comes in a plastic bottle. If you are using Prismacolor pencils and you're very curious about what colors I'm going to be using, they are listed at the beginning of the video. So of course this is her skin tones, and I've decided to do her monochromatic. So I have shades of blue violets, and I'm using a light brown for extra shadowing. As we all know, Distress Inks is water soluble, so I'm going to heat set that a little bit. The fun thing is that even if you use Distress Inks, Gamsol will not dilute, it will not react to Gamsol. And that will allow me to have a nice even coloring, because I'm going to be using a paper stump to even out any of the strokes that I might have. So now I'm gonna put this in fast forward, and I'm gonna get to coloring. All right, so I'm done coloring. As you can see, I finished it off with a bit of black, just because I needed, I felt that her eyelashes needed a pop. So by contrasting it with the black, it gives it more depth. Now I'm going to add a bit of white with a Sharpie. This is the extra fine point, and this is just as a finishing touch. I'm going to do the inside of her iris, and then a little bit here. I was able to take the stamp cover as a guide to for the shading and all that. However, most of the shading was already indicated on the stamp with tiny dots. So if you don't want to follow exactly what is on the cover, then you can just go ahead and do it with by using the actual stamp itself. So I'm really liking the way she turned out. She's very cute. She's a darling. I'm going to add a bit of accent here because I feel that I have lost some of that definition. I'm going to accent her with a bit of bling. I'm going to use the clear Wink of Stella for the swirls. And as you can see, I've left them very light. I'm also going to add some of that clear Wink of Stella directly on the butterfly. Okay, so now that the glitter has had time to dry, I selected a frame by Heidi Swap, and this is the one. So the pink is going to go and pick up some of that pink that I have in the coloring, and the blue will pop. Now I have also a pack of these shimmer trims by Cosmo Cricket, and I felt it needed some type of accent here, or maybe here at the bottom. So I'm going to take that small thread and probably make a tiny bow at the bottom. All right. And of course I'm going to use a glue dot for this. There we go. I'm going to put some foam adhesive underneath the frame. Simply glue this on top. And I'm going to take my scissors and just trim around it. So we have a bit of dimension, and because we have a frame that sits on top of foam adhesive, it creates a little bit of depth as well. So my card base measures 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it down the middle at 4 1/4. I'm just gonna fold this up, crease it with the bone folder. And I think I'm going to add a little frame of white so that she pops even more. The frame measures 3 by 4, so I cut a piece of white cardstock that measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and this will frame her really well. This will add just a nice contrast to the pink of the cardstock. And then I'm ready to glue her down on the card. Easy, isn't it? Look how gorgeous and glittery this is. I love, love, love this image. It's just so beautiful. All of the other Sweet Pea stamps are just as pretty. Can you imagine this one? This is my favorite. This is the witch. She's called the Perfect Pumpkin, but I call her the witch. But if she were framed in a beautiful teal frame like this, how gorgeous that would be. Now, of course, this type of coloring is a little bit more involved, I should say, but there are other options. Here's another cute card that I made using, again, the frames as an embellishment. This is a cute little teddy bear, and the stamp set is by Kaisercraft. It's called Teddy Bear's Picnic, and look how cute he turned out. Now, for this guy, I stamped him on, I guess it's a he, given the color scheme, on watercolor paper, and I used distress markers. I used distress ink to stamp it with walnut stain, and then I used a water brush pen to just kind of go over the lines, and that created a nice muted effect. I also scribbled on an acrylic block with the stormy sky, and I created the sky. This is also walnut stain for the bottom here for the shadows. And look how cute that little frame is. I love this. It says XOXO. And I used also some rub-ons. These are gold lines. They're rub-ons by Digest with a View. And it's just to give another accent. So I went around the card using the stitch line as a frame. So the gold kind of ties into the gold of the main frame here, and I love that. In the middle, I use a pearl pen by Viva Decor to go over the eyes and the nose. And then inside, it says, I love you very much. And of course, this is also stamped with walnut stain. And I went over the heart with some red marker. So very quick, very easy to do. I made another one using the Dare to be Artsy What Does the Fox Say stamp set. And here's another quick card to make. So I colored the fox with a distress marker. This is pumice stone, and water-based markers usually leave not creases, but marks. But I use this to my advantage in that case because I wanted to create some faux fur. So very easy to do. You just give it kind of like a base coat. I went around little circles, and then I just flicked the pen to make it look like a full fur, And this is a silver fox, by the way. I don't know if they really exist, but in my head they look like that. The rest of the fur was accented with the glitter silver Wink of Stella pen. And I also added a bit of green for eyeshadow because it's a she. And I also used some rub-ons by Basic Grey. These are rub-ons for birthday, I guess. So I just added some in the bottom right in the top left just to give it an accent. And then inside it says, "You're Foxy." So all these to say that these frames, which are probably meant for scrapbooking, they make cute accents for a card. And without too much effort, you can make cards that are stunning because of the frame. All you need is a photo or an image in the middle, and that is it. You're all set. So I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. As usual, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will see you on Friday.